Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. City News Everywhere reports that Prime Minister Mark Carney announced a temporary suspension of federal fuel excise taxes on gasoline and diesel, effective April 20 until Labor Day. This move by the Liberal government is a response to the escalating energy costs driven by the ongoing Iran war. Carney described the tax break as a responsible temporary measure designed to offer real relief to Canadian families, as well as reducing transportation costs for truckers and other businesses. The suspension is expected to save consumers 10 cents per liter on regular gasoline and 4 cents per liter on diesel. This action comes amid calls from the Conservative Party for more extensive tax cuts and the permanent removal of clean fuel standards and industrial carbon taxes. The article notes that global oil prices have surged recently, particularly after U.S. President Donald Trump announced a blockade of Iranian ports, exacerbating the conflict's impact on energy markets. According to Newswire.ca, the Canada Border Services Agency, CBSA, initiated investigations on April 10, 2026, into whether decorative and other non-structural plywood from China is being dumped or subsidized or both in the Canadian market. This action follows a complaint filed by Columbia Forest Products and the Canadian Hardwood Plywood and Veneer Association, who allege significant material injury. They claim that increased volumes of dumped imports have led to lost sales, reduced market share, price undercutting, price depression, price suppression, poor financial results, decreased capacity utilization, reduced employment, and lost return on investment for Canadian producers. Both the CBSA and the Canadian International Trade Tribunal, CIT, ADE2, are involved in this process. The CIT will conduct a preliminary inquiry into whether the imports are harming Canadian producers, with a decision due by June 9, 2026. Concurrently, the CBSA will investigate the dumping and subsidizing allegations, expecting to issue a preliminary decision by July 9, 2026. These investigations are conducted under the Special Import Measures Act, SEMA, which aims to protect Canadian industries from unfair trade practices. In 2025, CBSA will invites to Pro and SEBSI, the H. White Renshort Tribunal sits. Disipsa Dorian Wonders play. In Alusarias Motis at ever 142 Coer 9 ego Zalers. Traits, there he comes that depression oft times. Not the websa blade, the CBSA was my nightly of Winnie Ford. 100 to a god. The H. Remby, rust riddle in questional display. The S. Wide bats, YD of combrided $6. Global News reports that the Saskatchewan NDP is calling on the provincial government to rehire 126 frontline workers from Prairie Harm Reduction in Saskatoon. The facility recently closed due to a significant financial shortfall, creating major gaps in crucial support services like housing, mental health, infant formula, diapers, and groceries. Graham Mitchell of the Service Employees International Union West emphasized the life-threatening consequences of these closures, stating that people will die and families will not receive essential aid. He advocates for stable, multi-year funding for community-based organizations. While the provincial government previously supported some PHR family services and plans to reallocate funds, critics like Rochelle Dauncey Ripplinger, a former PHR family support worker, doubt the unique, no-fault services provided by PHR can be replicated, especially with Saskatoon experiencing a surge in overdose calls. According to UPI, the Liberal Party of Canada achieved a significant victory on Monday by sweeping all 3 federal by-elections held in 2 Ontario ridings and 1 in Quebec. This decisive outcome granted Prime Minister Mark Carney's government a majority in the House of Commons. bringing their total to 174 out of 343 seats. The Liberal candidates, Dolly Begum, Danielle Martin, and Tatiana Auguste, secured wins in Scarborough Southwest, University Rosedale, and Terrebonne, respectively, needing only one victory to form a majority. This new majority allows Prime Minister Carney to pass legislation without relying on opposition parties. However, opposition leader Pierre Poilievre criticized the development, stating that the majority was attained through backroom deals and defections from other parties, rather than solely through general elections or these byelections. Conservative candidates saw notable decreases in their vote shares in these races compared to the last general election. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.